Hi everybody, it's the first time of speaking to you this 2013. The last time we spoke it was very briefly about the 21st of December 2012 and what we would be likely to expect. And there have been a few people who have got back to me saying, well, what now? And I just thought that I'd share a little bit with you, as I do, as to exactly what is taking place. I did mention about the new age of Aquarius as an age of which a lot of people thought was already here, only I explained that that was in the birth canal until this point. Christmas 2012 saw the last Christmas in the Piscean age, which was the age of teaching, hence the symbols of the fish. This time, with the age of Aquarius, we've got the water bearer, and as you can see, whether it's water and rain that's man-made or whether it's things happening by Mother Earth naturally, we've seen a lot of floods and waters of one sort or another, and a lot of people working with emotions that are sometimes not particularly characteristic of them. So we've got in America people shooting, or people arguing or splitting up, or friends that were there for many, many years, suddenly they're not there. So we've got all these things going on in connection with the symbol that brings in this time of the age of Aquarius. It also brings into being, as we spoke about on the 21st of December, the truer meaning of what this timing is all about. And when I begin to mention to you about new moons and full moons, I'm not particularly talking to you in an astrological sense, although some of it does tie in, but more so in the blending in of these new times and the withdrawing of the old times. So as we came in with the new moon, which was on the 11th of January, from then up to the full moon, which I think is a week on Sunday, there was like a mixing in of some of the Piscean age as the Aquarian age comes into being. So there's a mishmash of people who are still of the old age, who are not specifically wanting to come forward with the new age, some of which will have been going home to the spirit world, or else deciding they like their comfort zone with the Piscean age. But those who are willing to take that leap into the Aquarian age, they are pulling away from things about the old. Youngsters, as I've explained before, under the age of 30 are already predisposed to these new times, and the little ones coming on the Earth planet at the moment. But we've got this sort of the seeds of the new in the shell of the old, so to speak. But as we move forward from the full moon of this month into February's new moon, then once we reach that new moon, there's going to be a gradual pulling away of the energies completely from Mother Earth to go and be with the Piscean residue, as it were, and people of that ilk, as we move more fully into the acceptance of the age of Aquarius. And the full moon, by the time we reach the full moon in the February time, or wherever it is exactly, I haven't sort of briefed myself fully on that, but it's as if by the time that full moon takes place, then the parting of the waves, and we've got air waves and emotions, it just doesn't have to be water as such, will have taken place as we move swiftly through to these new times. Then from the new moon to the full moon that takes us into the March time, that's the time when there is the crystallizing and the manifesting of this new age. And so you will find, when you look around, so many people will have gone out of your lives or doing their own things, some back to the spirit world. But from that point onwards, there's going to be a strengthening with the age of Aquarius and everything that it means. So if you're on board for the new by then, you can start sort of recalibrating yourself and understanding who you are, what you're wanting to aspire to if opportunities present themselves, because our chronological age has nothing to do with these times at all. And you can begin to sort of move forward, because it's very much of, Aquarian is very much of the mind and creativity. It's like the whole world is open to you if you are that way inclined, if that is in your nature. For myself, I am 63, but as many people who are older will say, they still only feel like they're in the 20s, and it's so with a lot of us in this respect. So whilst there is some purpose to your lives and motivation, this is most important, especially for those who are crossing from the Piscean age, of which they've lived most of their life, into the Aquarian age. It will be an aspect that will help them crystallize and manifest and feel more comfortable with that which is coming about. We might have a few of the aches and pains that go with crossing over, but that's only because our DNA has had to be worked at a little bit more than those youngsters who, as I've said, have come along already prepared. So this is the next stage in the new world, or the new times coming. I will try and brief you as we go on. There are a lot of people that said, well, that's it, the 21st of December, we're still here, thinking that it would be, as some news reports have said, that that's the ending of the world, because there were groups wherever they were that had followed through with the understandings of the Mayan calendar, and they're still here. So a lot of people have laughed and made a mockery, really, because there wasn't anything that they could put the finger on that happened there and then. But then again, if they don't believe and understand this, then that mild electric shock that we all had, which was only like a little radiation sort of pulsating, a little bit like if any of you have felt a TENS machine or a slender toe machine, but just for a split of a second, then they wouldn't have been open-minded to have even registered that. But it's quite good news that we're all here now, approaching to that time where the crystallizing and the going forward can take place. It's all as it is meant to be. There are people falling out, as I've already said, and some coming together with friends and people they've not seen for a long time, and it's all a case of everything aligning, ready for what's to continue. The next time I speak to you, I want to talk to you a little bit about this fifth dimension, of which people are giving all sorts of ideas of what that means. But I want to just be a little bit sort of more practical minded, because it's not such a big thing that's way out of your league to understand, as a lot of those that are perceiving to share that attitude with are really saying. So as always, if you're wanting to check out my webpage, which is SpiritualJourneyman.com, I've got to get myself back on the ball now, as I've been, sort of quite busy with taking notes and being briefed by the spiritual realms and those that minister to us about what this next year or two is going to mean. So I'll say God bless you to you all, and thank you so much for joining with me today. And I do thank you, thank you, thank you. Whatever you do, whatever you're aspiring to, remember the triplicities, because 3 brings about manifestation. That's a little bit besides the subject matter I've been talking to you about today. So I'll say God bless and see you soon.